Om Shanti, and welcome soul to soul. And we're going to talk about meditation explained, and tonight we're going to talk about karma. So I'm sure everyone's heard about this law of karma, but when we look at meditation we see a softer understanding. It's not a harsh thing, this law of karma. There must be a bit of harsh stuff in it actually, because if we do things, but I don't think we do things that are so harsh, but we don't understand. And so we're going to look at, are we aware that each action has an effect? And that every movement that we make actually counts. So to think about that. Each thought is an energy pattern, and it will return to us again and again. Why will it return again and again? Because it's recorded. So it will come back again and again, prompt us into action. If it's a good thought, then that's not so bad, but if it's a harmful thought, then we won't like it. Meditation gives me a beautiful space to develop peace. And so I have the power to take responsibility for all my thoughts, words, and actions. So understanding laws of karma can help. The original law of life is love. So if I stick with that as best I can, I'll be doing okay actually. So to be kind-hearted. Kind-hearted, it's a lovely sound. All of us want to be loving. And I am actually free. No one can stop me, you know, in what I wish to do from my thinking perspective. I'm free to use my energy as I wish. I need peace. So I have to do the meditation and get peace into myself and able to keep giving a loving response. So love includes all the virtues, and I need the strength of peace to be able to do that. So do you want to use your energy to create a good atmosphere? I'm sure we do. Everyone in the world contributes to the world. So if we could practice sending out peace and observe what you're feeling, that it's the key to improving connections with others, and to constantly refocus your thoughts in the way you choose. And by practicing meditation, if we could use some time to focus on peace and love, happiness, lightness, strength, simplicity, and happiness, bliss. Simply change my vision, and this makes the biggest shift in our energy levels. Like change my attitude, keep changing my attitude. So have a look at how you're reacting to others. And understand the laws of karma, because as I think, so will be my vibration and my words that come out. Unless I might feel it but not say it, then that's not so bad. At least you're putting a stop. It's a very entertaining drama of life. So this happens every day. It's not just every now and again. It's all the time that we're alive. It's a journey back to peace, because peace is our strength. So once we really empower ourselves with the power of peace, then we have a handle on all the other energies. We can be more loving. So meditation gives me quality space. And actually, this space is so useful to observe myself in a new way. I can be maybe quite pleased with what I can see in myself, because we are wonderful personalities. And so I can then observe myself in a new way. My actions have consequences.
So maybe we just jump back to who am I, because you've been saying a lot about the things I think, the things I do. So how would you define the self?
How would I define the self? The self is the soul, the point of light. And everything is recorded in the energy of the soul, which is in the centre of the forehead, which is like a battery. It's the battery that gives me the strength to move about, to smile, to talk, to interact, to think. The soul is the life. Soul is everything.
So I'm the soul in the body. Is what I eat connected with karma?
Yeah. Because we practice eating food that's of better quality, keep the body more healthy. If the body's more healthy, then it's more likely to not disturb us so much. But we also look at giving soul energy to the food. We call it drishti. So if I can give drishti to my food and empower my food, which can neutralise certain things in the food.
What about you personally? Do you eat a plant-based diet, or what's...
Oh, I eat a plant-based diet. I try to stay away from anything that has any cruelty involved, any cruelty to animals or whatever, or anything that's really poisonous.
Tip.
Yeah.
So when we talk about karma, as you said at the beginning, it sounds harsh, and we always think of it as negative. So is karma always a negative thing, or can we create good karma, or do we just try and stop creating negative karma?
It's a balance, it's both actually. We can create good karma because of thinking in the right way and having an attitude that I really do want to bring benefit. I don't want to cause disturbance in others, because when I realise how disturbed I may have been at some point myself and how uncomfortable that is, I don't want to trigger that off in other people. Others might trigger it off in other people, but I don't want to keep doing that. So I want to trigger off good energy in others, which will also make me feel okay. So it's a double thing there. I'm actually then creating good karma with someone, whether they know it or not. They may still not like me or not like what I'm saying. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, as far as I'm concerned, is for benefit and being helpful and useful. Although sometimes it can take time for other people to see that it's beneficial, helpful and useful.
So thinking, as I become more aware through meditation, I think, gosh, my thoughts, words and deeds are really important. And I realise that in the past there's been a lot that's not been done in awareness. Can I change my past karmas? If I know that I cause sorrow, for sure, creating a negative karmic account, what's the best way to neutralise that karma?
I would say that there's so many things from the past, and a lot of it's trivia, but it's uncomfortable trivia, and it would take me forever to sort of filter through all of that. And I say the best way that myself has discovered is to just keep it going on that which is good for me. So if I start thinking of myself as the energy in the centre of the forehead, giving drishti to my food, eating pure food, thinking of my attitudes, looking at other people with as much respect as I can muster, and if I focus on that, and if I'm lucky enough to want to meditate on the one above, I will have power in these attitudes and words and thoughts, and I will actually become empowered more quickly. So I would say, if I go into the trivia, it'll just keep bothering me, really. It'll keep coming up over and over, and I'll spend all day looking at trivia.
So I'm not really clearing accounts, I'm just kind of reliving them over and over.
Reliving the old stuff over and over, and thinking, oh my goodness, how can I change? Oh, and here's something else, and how can I change that? And how can I change that? And this is so much. Oh, and I will get more tired rather than more empowered. So get a hold of all the good bits that you can get from meditation and information, and focus on that.
So you mentioned the divine there.
Yeah.
Can the divine interfere and remove my accounts? You know, like this sort of word, absolve, have your sins absolved. Can the divine interfere? Can I ask for blessings in some way, or how does that work?
The divine will actually not interfere, but I have to connect with the divine, and then I'll get the power from the divine. But the divine, it would not be fair if the divine started to interfere and say, I think I'll help this one, but I'm not helping that one, and I'll maybe help this one. It wouldn't be right. I have to connect with the divine. And when I connect, I can be clearer in my thinking, and I can feel a feeling of support and a thankfulness, which can create a lot of love in the soul. That love enables me to be more loving.
I've heard you describe it like a best friend as well, like a perfect friend who's just constantly present and not judging as you go through things. Is that your experience?
That's my personal experience. But that energy is like, how am I so lucky to be able to connect with that energy and feel, whew, I have support. And none of us are free from the storms of life. None of us are free from the past karmas. None of us are free from dramatic sorrow. So it's not that, oh, it's okay for this one, they didn't have it, they seem to be fine, they seem to have nothing that upsets them. That's not true. But once you start to trust that that energy has supported you because you connected, they didn't come zooming down to support you just because they thought they quite liked you, but you connected with a sincere heart, and in less than a second that energy was there to help. You still had to go through the trouble, you still had to go through the discomfort, you still had to go through all the attachments and the different things you had to go through, but somehow it was easier, much easier.
It's like that slogan, isn't it, that you have to kind of go through the pain but not turn it into suffering.
Yeah.
So you have to go through a bit of discomfort but not amplify it.
Yeah, because we've created, it's not that it's suddenly come and how unfortunate am I, well, why is this happening to me? If it's in our energy, we have created it, it's recorded on the soul. Okay.
So I guess if the divine can't interfere in my accounts and remove them in that way, I guess I can't remove other people's karmic accounts either.
No.
So how can I change? I can't change other people's karmas. I can't remove people's pain or suffering.
No.
What can I do?
I know. What I can do is when I look at my own experience and know the discomfort, but know that originally my energy was pure, then I know that the one in front of me who's suffering, originally their energy was pure. And because I'm a soul and they're a soul, if I think of how they were in their original energy, I will connect with that soul for a second and it will touch their original energy. They might not feel it and they'll never go, wow, thank you, but it will touch and it will have changed the course of their energy from going down, down, down into sorrow, with an opportunity to turn their energy back up, up, up into a much lighter form of energy. That's how we can help. But whether someone does it would be up to them.
So it's like a magic of soul conscious
Yeah, the magic of soul conscious vision. Knowing that we're all souls, all of us, everyone, no matter how extremely unlikable or harsh someone is, they're a soul. And originally their energy and their character was beautiful. Beautiful. If I can remember that, they've forgotten it, we'd forgotten it, we all had forgotten. But if I can remember it for them and touch them with that thought, that vibration, because I'm with that soul face to face. That's how I can help. That's the only way I can help.
Would you be able to touch briefly on rebirth? I know we don't have time to go into it a lot, but talking about karma and the soul, just to understand a little bit about what does the soul take? Do you get a fresh start? What happens?
It's a big topic. A lot of people don't believe in this at all. They won't even listen to it if you're talking about it. So I usually steer away from this, but rebirth means that, well, when you leave your body, where are you going to go? You're not going to heaven. Heaven doesn't exist. We're creating it. It will come in the future. The world is in chaos. According to your karmas, you will take rebirth to a soul who has something in common with you. And in the womb, because you're like in lockdown, if you like, you will have plenty of time to think, because you will think. And you will maybe have great remorse at, oh gosh, look how I treated that person. You will suddenly see the other side of the relationships, not just they did this to me, they did this to me, but I did that to them. And you will say, I'm so sorry. You will repent in the womb. And you will have lots of realization whilst in the womb. But the minute you come out, because of these loving faces around you going, lovely, oh, this lovely, beautiful baby, you will immediately go back into body consciousness. But as a baby, you're pure like a little flower. You don't have any bad vision. You'll cry and you'll be uncomfortable and you'll have all sorts of discomforts because that's the way it is. But your thoughts will never be bad thoughts. So for quite a while, you would stay as pure as a flower. And then you'd get into copying the people around you and becoming very body conscious again.
And I suppose if that's a new concept, it's even just a comforting thought for people who haven't explored it, to think that people that they have shared time with and loved that have gone on, then they can start to think, well, possibly they've actually taken rebirth.
Yeah. Well, I found that a great comfort, because for many years I sort of struggled with this feeling of loss when people had gone, and like, what happened? Oh, I wonder what happened to them. Oh my goodness. So you just can't put an idea on it at all. And then when I heard of this, I thought, I don't want to believe this, because what if it isn't true? And I'm going down this track of thinking it's true, but then all at once it made so much sense. And then I was completely reassured. And actually, when you believe in rebirth, you can keep sending good wishes to that soul. If you see them as a soul.
It's just like they've moved house.
Just that they've moved somewhere else.
New family.
Yeah, you can remember the happiness, the lightness, and that will help bring it back into their nature wherever they are.
So you can still say thank you. You can still say sorry, even if they.
Yeah, and you can say thank you for. I was so happy in your company. You were such a treasure, and that will touch them.
So is your understanding that the rebirth would always be a human birth then?
Oh, of course. How could you be something else? Your characteristics are human. Just like a sunflower is a sunflower. It doesn't turn into a marigold or something else.
So like a human seed soul will always
be a human soul.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's incredibly interesting, all of
this. Yeah, so we'll have
this.
to go into that another time.
Yeah, yeah. So how are we? How are we doing here? Is there any more questions?
And then if we get, it's so entertaining, you can get lost in that and then forget to pay attention to your thoughts, like right now, as you were saying at the beginning, the important thing is
the soul.
The soul and watching my thoughts.
Yes. And remembering these thoughts can be like a treasure for everyone that's even left, taking another birth, and for the people around you, a treasure.
So although it's interesting to look at all these things about rebirth, the past, the power is...
Now.
Okay.
Don't get into it, just if they that have gone on come to your mind, send them beautiful thoughts, but don't get into it.
Back to the now.
Yeah, back to the now. Okay, we'll have some meditation. So sitting in a very still and upright manner and focusing on the centre of the forehead. To think of the incredible fortune of being aware that I am the soul. I have the capacity to be what I would love to be. This beautiful, benevolent, loving energy. I'm a bestower of beautiful thoughts and beautiful words and beautiful deeds. The drama of life is very entertaining. If I can remember, it's at this point of time it is a journey of peace. Because peace is my power, and power enables me to be loving. Power gives me strength and the capacity to observe myself in a new way. To use my energy to create a good atmosphere, to contribute to the world and to the people around me, and to observe myself in a new way. my power, my strength, my energy are in the center of my forehead. I am a soul. I am the life. I am a child of the one above. I am a master ocean of peace. I am a master ocean of love, a master ocean of happiness, and a master ocean of wonder, a master almighty authority, a being of light in the center of my forehead.